Good Times Racing League kicked off its 2013 Formula One series at Melbourne this week. The series is open to all skill levels and uses high downforce setups, but as with all series at GTRL, no driving aids or assist are allowed. The Albert Park circuit is kind of an old school circuit. It's pretty narrow. It's basically a street course. The circuit consists of 16 turns and is 3.3 miles in length. The opportunities for passing are the end of turn 1 after the long straightaway. Turn 3 offers some opportunities. The exit of turn 12 is an excellent spot to pass, and also the exit of turn 13 is also a good place to get it done on a pass. Free practice saw Paul Sanders in the Caterham and Scott Williamson in the Toro Rosso putting in some particularly fast times. Jay Lee in the Lotus was also putting in some good times. Everyone was also keeping an eye on Rob Cobb, as he often puts in a good time when it really counts. Let's take a look at the final practice times leading up to qualifying. Paul Sanders in the Caterham led the way with a 127.847, followed by Jay Lee at 128.137. Scott Williams in Toro Rosso 128.513. Rob Cobb at 129.460, but he only put in 6 laps, and we know he was going to be dangerous for the pole. Good to see Dave Flick back out on the circuit. He had a short hiatus, and Mark Takawiak, if I said that right, put in 21 laps, bringing it home at 136.4. Patrick in the Ferrari only did 3 laps during practice, and he brought it home at a 141.0. We also had Rob Partridge. He wasn't able to join us for the qualifying, but he was able to make it in for the racing. He had a prior commitment and another race. We also had an additional 2 drivers that had technical difficulties, so unfortunately we ended up with 8 drivers instead of 10, but hopefully they can make it back to the next race. Let's take a look at the qualifying highlights. The format for this is 10 minutes with all cars on the track at the same time. 3 minutes and 39 seconds into the session, and Scott Williamson puts up a 129.214. Later on in the session, he would improve on that. On board with Mark Zakawiak, he puts in a 137.202 at 3:57 into the session. That puts him into provisional second place. The bad news is Rob Cobb, right behind him, puts in a 130.417 to knock Mark down to third place. 4 minutes and 15 seconds in, and Patrick Warwitz in the Ferrari brings it to the line in 135.459. That would be his only hot lap of the session. 4 minutes and 29 seconds into the session, and Jay Lee puts in a 128.123. That would be good enough for provisional pole. 5 minutes and 8 seconds in, Scott Williamson 129.085. That's an improvement on his first time, but it's still only good enough for third place. 5 minutes and 30 seconds down in the session, Mark Zakawiak puts in a 132.339. That's a good improvement on his first lap, and that'll put him at provisional 5th place. With 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this qualifying session, Rob Cobb puts in a competitive time of 128.725. That'll slot him into the 3rd spot provisionally. 8 minutes and 18 seconds into the qualifying session, and Dave Flick puts down a 132.070. That'll slot him in for 4th place at this point. 8 minutes and 51 seconds down, and Jay Lee improves on his provisional pole time with a 127.945. With less than a minute in the session, we still hadn't heard anything from Paul Sanders. He was the fastest since the earlier practice sessions. He needed to beat 127.945, which was the current provisional pole. Paul really pulled out all the stops and put down a 127.707 to take the pole at the GTRL Australian Grand Prix. So congratulations to Paul. And let's take a look at the Albert Park qualifying. Like we were talking about earlier, Paul set that great time, 127.707. Jay Lee was in second place with 127.946, just about 2/10 off the pace there. Scott Williamson in at 128.246, about a half second back, and Rob Cobb at 128.726, just a little bit more than a second off the pace. Dave Flick came in at a 132.071. Mark Sakawiak came in at 132.340, about 4 seconds off the pace it looks like, and Patrick Wawitz came in at 135.460. Rob Partridge didn't participate, as we talked about earlier, and he took the provisional 8th position. And that'll conclude this video. The next video will have all the race highlights on it. I didn't want to make this one too long. If you think you might be interested in joining us for some racing, you can get a hold of us at GTRL.net. And the race director's name is Rob Cobb. There's plenty of links there for you to get a hold of us, and we can get you set up. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.